Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Haley Melanzak, Miss Saline 2021, and I am going to be a sophomore at Michigan State University this fall, studying business. I'm your co-MC for today. And I'm Sophia Bowman, your Miss Saline 2022. I'm an upcoming freshman at Michigan State University studying English. We are so excited today to be crowning your 2023 Miss Saline. I would like to introduce our Miss Saline co-directors, Kim Bryant and Molly Coy.
Today we celebrate our 75th anniversary of Miss Saline. 75 years ago, the very first Miss Saline, the late Betty Wallow McAllister, was crowned. The former director decided to step down from her role in 2019, therefore there was not a Miss Saline in 2019. However, Kim Bryant and myself, who are both mothers of formers, stepped forward. At that time, and we turned Miss Saline into a part of Saline Summerfest here, and we certainly want to thank the board for that. And Miss Saline has now become a part of the entire community, whether it be working with the chamber, businesses, nonprofits, but a part of the entire community. My mother-in-law, Fran Coy, actually held the title of Miss Saline in 1958, and my daughter, Amanda, in 2017. Tradition is very important, and we are so proud to celebrate the history of Miss Saline and the history of Saline in general. We started off today with Heidi McClellan taking photos of our 7 contestants and our former Miss Saline title holders. If you are a former in the audience, raise your hand. Can we give these guys a round of applause? Wonderful. Earlier today, we held a celebratory lunch at Max for our former title holders, judges, auditors, and special guests. And it was our pleasure to celebrate the many years of Miss Saline and the empowerment of women and the amazing women that have gone on to become teachers, lawyers, doctors. It's truly been empowering. We've had a wonderful effort leading up to Miss Saline, kind of sharing their stories over the years as well. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kim Bryant.
So our daughters have been friends since they were 3 and 4 years old, and Molly and I became friends due to that friendship as well. And Amanda was crowned Miss Saline in 2017, and she crowned Brittany in 2018, my daughter. So that was really fun, and Brittany was determined not to hold the title of the last Miss Saline. So we worked hard and really worked with community members in order to advocate to bring Miss Saline back as a community organization. So Molly and I are very proud of that. Due to the pandemic, Summerfest was canceled in 2020, so we held Summerfest at Rentschler Farms, which was really beautiful, and Shione was crowned one of our judges today. She was crowned that year, and then the following year we returned here. So we've been here, this is our 3rd year here at Summerfest, and we do again want to acknowledge the Summerfest board members. We couldn't have done this without them and the community for all of their support. We really appreciate that. You'll meet our esteemed judges and our auditors shortly. But we would like to recognize our Miss Saline family members that have come back to help us today. So we have Ava Ignacio. She was a first runner-up. We have Alexandra Ullery. And we have Kendall Mickey. We have Kelsey Altavoit up here in the music. And backstage, you'll meet in a few minutes. Lainey Miller is choreographing today for us. So she's back with the girls right now. So we appreciate all of the help that these ladies have brought forward today. They're doing a lot for us. So thank you so much. And Lauren Bryant, Brittany's sister, also helped with the music. So we want to acknowledge Lauren. Please wave. Thank you, Lauren. Come from college. Here we go. All right, so we have 7 lovely contestants today, and in less than 2 hours, one of them will be crowned Miss Saline 2023. So we're very excited, and they will be the 75th Miss Saline. So now we are ready to hand the program over to Haley and Sophia. Thank you.
On August 6th, our judges conducted preliminary interviews with the contestants. They were evaluated on leadership, community service, engagement, enthusiasm, friendliness, and communication, and interviewing skills. They also selected their order number by drawing out of a bowl, and that's the order in which you will meet them tonight. Prior to August 6th, they were each evaluated based on their application in areas such as leadership, school, community involvement, grades, social media, interests in Miss Saline, and 2 references from teachers, administrators, or community members that they themselves provided. Today, we would like to thank and acknowledge our choreographer for the opening number, rising senior Saline High School Lainey Miller, who is a former Miss Saline contestant and a member of the Dance Alliance Repertoire Company, who plans on pursuing dance in college. A special thanks to Lisa Darby Clark and Adam Clark, owners of Dance Alliance Studios of Saline, who opened up their studio this past week for the ladies to learn the routine. We would like to introduce Miss Saline 2022 first runner-up, Alexandra Ullery, and Miss Saline 2022 runner-up, Ava Ignacio, who are here today assisting with the event. During their time on court, Alexandra and Ava participated in many events throughout the year. Alexandra, what was your favorite activity this past year?
My favorite activity this year was definitely the trunk or treat.
And Ava, what was yours?
Back when I was participating heavily with Miss Saline, my favorite activity probably would have been decorating the Christmas ornaments, where I got to draw so many little snowmen, and then we got to sell them to local businesses, so yes.
Alrighty. And Katie Booter was also on our 2022 court and is one of our contestants today. I will be able to chat with her later about what her favorite part was, but she is backstage right now. I will also be sharing some of my favorite activities a little bit later, but I have been asked to go backstage with Lainey, so I will see you all in a minute. Today, the contestants will be judged in the areas of public speaking, enthusiasm, engagement, confidence, presence, and the ability to think on their feet. They will be performing an opening number, then making introductions. Each contestant will take the floor while we share a bit more about her. The ladies will then take turns drawing a judge's name out of the bowl, and that judge will ask a question. We will pause to thank our sponsors, then proceed with the last round of questions. The ladies will select a question out of the bowl. As the judges' scores are tallied, we will be entertained by a few of the contestants. We will then celebrate our past title holders as we celebrate 75 years of Miss Saline. Sophia will share some highlights of her year as Miss Saline 2022, awards will be given, and Miss Saline 2023 will be crowned, along with first runner-up and second runner-up. Sit back and enjoy as we meet our contestants. Music, please.
Diamonds under my eyes. Turn the rhythm up, don't you wanna just come
music, please. Thank you, ladies and Lainey, for that beautiful opening number. We are fortunate to have 4 judges with us today that have been hard at work for months reviewing applications and references and interviewing the contestants. They spent the entire day on August 6th interviewing. Sophia and I are thrilled to introduce our esteemed judges, and we ask that you stand to be recognized as your bio is being read. First, to start off, we have Shione Bandiopadie. Shione had the honor of serving as Miss Saline in 2020, and she will always be grateful for the memories and the people, the experience that was brought into her life. She is passionate about being involved in the community, and Miss Saline provided a platform for her to do that even more, even during the pandemic. Shione is headed into her junior year at the University of Michigan, studying organizational studies with a minor in business. She now explores community involvement through the campus with student government, consulting organizations that work with local businesses and nonprofits, and singing with her a cappella group. She is excited to be on the other side of the stage this year as she debuts her first year of being a judge. Shione is thrilled to continue being a part of the Miss Saline program. Thank you, Shione.
Next, we have Jeffrey McLaughlin. Jeffrey McLaughlin is the owner of Renew, Saline's premier luxury salon and spa since 2008. Jeffrey graduated from Virginia Farrell School of Cosmetology in 1999 and continued his love and passion for style by focusing on interior design at Washtenaw Community College, graduating in 2004. He is the owner, master stylist, and the most talented color specialist at Renew, servicing the city of Saline for the past 21 years. Where his team shares a passion for quality, focus on eco-friendly products, pride in their work, as well as their clients' well-being. The love and dedication that Jeffrey shares with his team is an extension of the love and dedication he has for his family. Jeffrey and his husband James were blessed with 2 absolutely amazing children, a son and daughter. They are his biggest motivators in life and keep him well grounded. Jeffrey's advice to our contestants is always remember that you are good enough and anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Jeffrey returns as a 4th-year judge for Miss Saline. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Next up, we have Julie Pignell. Julie's smiling face can be seen all over Saline in person, showing homes and on signs in many developments. Julie Pignell has built her real estate career over the past 23 years at the Charles Reinhardt Company and is currently marketing the beautiful and popular Gallery Point condo community on Michigan Ave. Julie has lived in Saline for 27 years and is the proud mother of 4 Saline graduates. Her community involvement includes fundraising for the Saline School District, retired board member of the Ann Arbor Street Art Fair, founding chair of the Townie Street Party, ambassador for the University Music Society, and fundraiser for Elle's Place. Julie's interests include baking, traveling, and overall appreciation of the fine arts. Julie returns for her 3rd year of being a Miss Saline judge. Thank you, Julie.
And last but not least, Mayor Brian Morrow. Mayor Brian Morrow was elected mayor of Saline in 2012. Born and raised in Saline, Brian clearly is passionate and dedicated to his community. Brian is at every event and enjoys working out at the Saline Rec Center. Voted the most stylish mayor of all time, Brian was instrumental in his support to bring back Miss Saline in 2020, and he is thrilled to return for his 5th year as a judge. We would also like to acknowledge our auditors, Lori Larson and Darcy Berwick. Thank you so much, ladies. We appreciate your attention to detail.
Now we are ready to meet our contestants. They will each share their name, year in school, high school, and a fun fact. Contestant number 1, Callahan Miltenberger.
Hi, my name is Callahan Miltenberger. I'm going to be a senior at Saline High School, and I play 6 instruments.
Contestant number 2, Karis Lawler.
I'm Karis Lawler. I am a junior at Saline High School, and my fun fact is I lived in Hawaii for 3 years.
Contestant number 3, Grace Warren.
Hi, my name is Grace Warren, and I'm going to be a senior at Saline High School. And a fun fact about me is on my mom's side, my family lineage traces all the way back to one of Henry VIII's 6 wives, Anne Boleyn. Thank you.
Contestant number 4, Maddie Finicario.
Hi, my name is Madeline Finicaro. I'm going to be a junior, and a fun fact about me is that I hosted an exchange student from Spain the entirety of last year. Thank you.
Contestant number 5, Katie Boer.
Hi, my name is Katie Boer. I'm an incoming senior at Saline High School, and I have seen 53 Broadway shows.
Contestant number 6, Erin Hudeman.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin Hudeman and I'm going into my senior year at Saline High School, and a fun fact about me is that I was born on St. Patrick's Day.
Contestant number 7, Phoebe Huddleston.
Hi, I'm Phoebe Huddleston. I'm a senior at Saline High School, and a fun fact about me is I'm a lifeguard and swim instructor for little kids.
Now we would like to share a bit more about the contestants. We will be reading the bios that they wrote to give you a chance to learn more about them as they grace the stage to showcase their true selves and gown.
All right. Starting with contestant number 1, Callahan Miltenberger. Callahan Miltenberger is going into her senior year at Saline High School this fall. She is one of the captains of the varsity sideline and competitive cheer teams, being a member of both teams since her freshman year. She is also a member of the Saline Chamber Choir and is the current student director of treble a cappella group, the Hornet Harmonies. She worked on the yearbook staff this past year and will be the sports editor of the 2024 yearbook. This summer, she works as a camp counselor at Liberty Athletic Club, teaching children between the ages of 5 and 11. Callahan is a member of the Link Crew at Saline High School, which helps incoming freshmen navigate the physical, mental, and emotional struggles of high school. She is a Writing Center consultant for the 2023-2024 school year, assisting students with their essays and English projects. Outside of school, she helps with the nursery program at the Saline First United Methodist Church and is an active participant in their youth group. At home, she loves to read and cook with her sister Campbell and play outside with her Yorkie Tippy.
Contestant number 2, Karis Lawler is an upcoming junior at Saline High School. Her family settled here in Saline, Michigan after living all over the country due to her father's military career in the United States Army. While moving around the country, she experienced many adventures, learning to adapt to new people, places, and cultures. With each new move came new friends, new schools, and new memories, allowing her to become a confident and strong female. After moving to Saline when she was 13, she was quickly welcomed into the community. She joined the cross-country team in 7th grade and is still part of the team today. The cross-country team opened new opportunities to engage with the community, belong to a team, and thrive in a sport. Karis has volunteered with cross-country, mentoring the elementary students to develop an early love for running. She has also volunteered with canned food drives, food shelters, and helping organize local races. Through cross-country and her other extracurriculars, Karis realized Saline is a tight-knit community, focused on uplifting the youth and developing their bright futures. This realization is what led her to Miss Saline. Once starting high school, Karis quickly realized her love for the medical field and her desire to help those around her. This started with taking a biomedical science class her freshman year and moving on to a human body systems class her sophomore year. She wishes to pursue a career in the medical field with the goal to heal others, giving them more fulfilling lives through biomedical innovation. With all this said, Karis wishes to be an inspiring role model as Miss Saline for younger generations, through inspiring the youth to be confident, involved in the community, and always seeking new adventures.
Contestant number 3, Grace Warren. Grace Warren was born in Cleveland, Ohio, but has lived in Saline for the past 12 years. She's a 2-year varsity captain for the women's golf team, as well as a member of the SHS varsity track team, where she is a sprinter and long jumper. Grace is a state title-holding, newly elected co-president of the Saline High School DECA chapter. This past year, she was a student representative for Saline Area Social Services, earning a National Merit Award for her volunteer hours. Grace is also a 3-time Gold Honor Roll student, a member of the National Honor Society, and an LPGA student representative for the SHS Student Council. During the summer, Grace volunteers as an e-leader for the LPGA Girls Golf Program, where she helps coach young beginner golfers. Grace is also a model for Team 24 for Mary Kirk's photography. Recently, one of Grace's photos was nominated for Inspiring Teens magazine. In addition to Grace's dedication to her academics, sports, and volunteering, she also juggles 2 jobs. She's a sales associate at the Resale Boutique in Saline, as well as a sales assistant at the Travis Point Country Club Golf Pro Shop. Grace plans on attending college next year and pursuing a degree in marketing with a minor in package design.
Contestant number 4, Madeline Ficario, is a rising junior at Saline High School. Madeline is passionate about dance, music, and her education. Madeline is involved with the Red Cross, Spanish Club, and Criminal Investigation Club. This fall, she looks forward to being a part of the SHS Writing Center, her class student government, and the National Honor Society. Madeline values her community and would like to give back in ways that allows her not only to be a role model for others, but to help others of all ages in the community. In her free time, she works at a retirement home where she can interact and ensure the happiness of the residents. She especially enjoys making connections with the residents and listening to their stories. She loves to read, listen to music, and dance. She has been dancing since she was 5 and has danced competitively since 6th grade. She is also on the school's varsity dance team where she works collaboratively with her teammates and coaches. It's a great way for her to carry out her passion while supporting her and her community. She loves trying new things and experiencing new places. She also loves learning about the world and embracing her culture. Madeline is so excited to participate in Miss Saline and learn from this amazing experience.
Contestant number 5, Katie Boer. Katie is 17 years old and is entering her senior year at Saline High School. Katie enjoys singing in the SHS Chamber Choir and is thrilled to be in the 10 Tones, the a cappella group at SHS. Alongside singing, Katie is looking forward to her 4th and final year on the Saline varsity dance team. Outside of school, Katie has been a part of Young People's Theater since she was in 3rd grade and has appeared in 13 main stage shows with the company. Additionally, Katie enjoyed performing in her first production with the Saline Drama Club this past winter. When Katie is not performing, she can be found at many Michigan sporting events, Michigan football being the most attended. Katie does not pass up a chance to cheer on her Michigan Wolverines. In the fall, Katie looks forward to becoming the chair of the Blood Drive Committee for National Honor Society and continuing her participation with Peer to Peer, a mental health campaign run through U of M. Katie was 3rd runner-up for Miss Saline 2022, but loved all the opportunities she had while on the court. Her favorites included making the scarecrow for the annual scarecrow competition, dressing up and distributing candy during the Main Street Trunk or Treat, and making ornaments to sell around the community.
Contestant number 6, Erin Hudeman. Erin is a 12th grader at Saline High School and has called Saline home for her whole life. She is the 2023-2024 majorette captain of the Saline High School Marching Band, plays the clarinet in the Saline High School Symphonic Band, and has been a member of the Saline Twirlettes for 10 years. While on the Saline Twirlettes World Team, her team earned a silver medal in the World Competition in the Netherlands. Erin is one of the secretaries of the National Honor Society, is part of Link Crew, is the 2023-2024 Saline High School Student Council President, and has enjoyed running social media accounts for the Student Council since freshman year. She also participates in Student Against Destructive Decisions, helps with her church's middle school youth group, student teaches for her baton twirling team, and has been a Girl Scout for 12 years. Erin is currently working on her Girl Scout Gold Award project, adding signs and a viewing area to Salt Springs Park.
And last but not least, we have contestant number 7, Phoebe Huddleston. Phoebe Huddleston is an incoming senior at Saline High School. For the past 3 years, she has been involved in extracurricular activities that have expanded her understanding of the Saline community. She is the 2023-2024 Piccolo Section Leader for the Marching Band, flute and piccolo player for the school's top band, wind ensemble, and flute player for the jazz band. Additionally, with music, she has received first division ratings for solo she has performed at solo and ensemble for the past 4 years. Outside of her love for making music, she is a member of the ethics team, where her team and her discuss the ethical and physiological doing of a given case and answer questions based on ideals. She is also a member of the National Honor Society, where she volunteers within her community to make lasting impacts such as the blood drive and canned food drive. One of her biggest passions falls in the yearbook class, where she was previously a sports editor and now the 2024 business editor, in which she is the representative for community businesses for their involvement with the yearbook. If they have a question, she is the first face they see. Outside of school, she's an avid runner, having run a half marathon and currently training for the 2023 Detroit Marathon in October. Furthermore, she has fallen in love with photography and finds immense joy in creating images that capture others. Following the preliminary interviews last Sunday, the judges came up with a question for each contestant. Ladies, whichever judge's name you draw will be the judge who asks the questions. Contestant number 1, Callahan Miltonberger. Shione.
Hello. So, Callahan, you mentioned that you like to cook in your bio, and I was wondering if you have a favorite dish or a cooking memory that you would like to share.
Yes, so I cook with my family for dinner like almost every night because it's kind of a family tradition for us, and it's a big place where we have a lot of our memories. One of my favorite meals is definitely chicken sliders because I just remember having them for such a long time, and I haven't been able to find such a good one as what my family makes. Thank you.
Contestant number 2, Karis Lawler. I can reach you really go over there. Julie.
Hi, Karis.
Hi.
You are committed to returning to cross country soon. What advice do you give to younger students joining the team?
To never give up on something you enjoy, especially if it's cross country. To always pursue through the hills that you might have to accomplish, as in going up a hill or going down the hill. You always got to stay strong to yourself. Thank you.
Contestant number 3, Grace Warren.
Shione.
Hi, Grace.
Hi.
My question for you is, how do you define growth, and what moment can you think of where you have grown the most?
So I define growth as you having failures and successes. For me, I recently attended a leadership academy through the LPGA, and one of the main things that we learned was the 3 I's. One was I can, I will, and I want. And I think that is so important to know and teach yourself. So one of the activities was during your tee shot, you hit off and you say the 3 I cans, 3 I wills, 3 I wants. And saying that to myself really showed that if you believe in yourself, you can grow and be so successful just by believing in yourself. Thank you.
Contestant number 4, Maddie Finicaro.
Mayor Marl.
Good afternoon, Maddie. Maddie, where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
In 10 years, I want to be graduated from college, hopefully attending pre-law or some sort of school outside of that. And I also want to make a good impression on my community, and hopefully I can leave a mark for even in 10 years. Thank you.
Contestant number 5, Katie Boer.
Jeffrey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. If you could meet any actress, actor, or singer, who would you meet and why?
That's a good question. There's so many wonderful actors out there and that have accomplished so many things. I think a great person would be Morgan Freeman. I think he's done amazing things. He's been in a lot of films, ones that are based on like true stories that I think are very powerful and can get a lot of true stories out there to the world. He's also done like very fun ones, and of course his voice is very iconic. Everyone knows who Morgan Freeman is based just on that name. So I think he'd be a really good person to talk to and sit down, and also I could get advice from him to maybe take into a film career that I may want to pursue. Thank you.
Contestant number 6, Aaron Hudeman.
Jeffrey.
No? Yes? Okay. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. So, after going through your bio and talking to you, what drew you to want to become a twirlette, and what was your favorite memory being a twirlette?
When I was in about 2nd grade, I saw in the community ed booklet that we had mailed to our house every year, and I decided that I wanted to try that camp. It was I Mustache You to Save Me a Seat at Nationals. I had so much fun with it, and then just when I started the next term as a twirler, a full term, I started with my sister, which was so much fun. I've had so many great memories with her on my team. But one of my favorites would have to be this past nationals. We did a halftime routine with the Girl Power theme, and my team actually placed 2nd in the nation, and we were also able to earn an award for creativity and the theme of our routine.
Contestant number 7, Phoebe Huddleston. Mayor Bryan.
Phoebe, in your opinion, what makes the Saline community special or unique?
I think the most special thing about the Saline community is how large it is, but how connected it is. When I first moved here in 6th grade, I was very overwhelmed by the sheer mass of the students in our grade. I came from a school with maybe 60 students, and then jumping to a class of 400 was a shock. And I was quickly overwhelmed, but I soon realized how helpful the community is. You may not know the person you're walking next to in the hallway, but they always know to give you a smile. You may not know who you're walking down the street next to, but they know to say hello, good day. So I think the most special thing about Saline is the connectedness it has despite the sheer mass. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for your answers. And now we would like to thank some sponsors. Thank you to Heidi McClelland, our official Miss Saline photographer, and Tran Longmore for their photos today and helping us to promote Miss Saline in the Post, as well as April Davis from the Sun-Times. Thank you for being here today. We also wanted to acknowledge Darcy Berwick for working behind the scenes to create our judging platform, as well as updating our website and social media. We want to thank Renew Salon and Spa, Dr. Catherine Kelly Orthodontics, Kim Castor of Brood Awakenings, Tim Hortons of Saline, GNC, New to You, Baker's Nook, Mancino's, Susan Rosales of State Farm Insurance, Jets Pizza, and all of the Saline area schools for hosting a Toys for Tots box and helping secure toys. Thank you to Dr. Smita Nagpal from Stillwater's Counseling for donating $500 to allow our court to shop for additional toys. We would like to acknowledge Benny's Bakery, Baker's Nook, Brood Awakenings, Dr. Catherine Kelly Orthodontics, and Renew Salon and Spa for being sites to sell our annual Miss Saline ornaments. And thank you to Max for donating gift cards for our judges and auditors.
Today would not have been possible without all of our sponsors. A list of sponsors is located in your program. We'd like to highlight a few, including Jeffrey McLaughlin of Renew Salon and Spa, Dr. Catherine Kelly, Dr. Smita Nagpal of Stillwater's Counseling, Amy and Bill Long of 2L Capital, Jackie Butch of Washtenaw Glass, the DTE Energy Foundation, Monica Van Overmeer of Stretch Lab Ann Arbor West, Paul Larson of MMI Engineered Solutions, Kevin Lawson of Mancinos of Saline, Erica Johnson of Key Bank, Lily Kittle of Lily's, Rebecca Shannon of Hungry Howie's Pizza, Julie Pignell of Reinhardt Realty, Kathy Issel of Brown and DeLine Salon and Spa, Colleen Issel of Pure Bar Ann Arbor, Benny's Bakery, Karen Hodgson of Cobblestone Rose, Celia Phelan of Yoga Centric, Brecken Grill, Kim Castor of Brood Awakenings, Councilwoman Janet Dillon, Betsy Marl, Jane Finkbeiner, Joel Ciata, Ben Young, Sophia Bowman, and former Miss Saline title holders Brittany Bryant, Shayoni Bandapathy, Haley Malinzak, Fran Coy, Amanda Coy, and Lori Stenganga, Nicole Strong of Foresight Capital Management Advisors, and Mary Ciata of Yes Insurance. And a special thank you to Ann Taylor Tomlin and Cheryl Tomlin and ADEX.
We are now at the final question for each contestant. Let's start back up again with contestant number 1, Callahan Miltenberger.
Miss Saline conducts sponsorship Saturdays to highlight area businesses who sponsor our Miss Saline scholarships. Select a favorite Saline business and give us your 30-second elevator pitch. My favorite Saline business is Eleanor's Sweets and Sodas. They have all kinds of sweets and sodas. You can get candy there that you can't get anywhere else, pretty much. They have all different types of sodas with different types of syrups that you can try, and it all tastes very, very good. Thank you.
Contestant number 2, Karis Lawler.
Thank you so much. 75 years ago, the first Miss Saline was crowned. What do you envision were some of the same qualities Miss Saline 1948 had that yourself has today? Thank you. I believe Miss Saline of 1948, had the same amount of confidence, possibly as I do, and the same connection to her community, wanting to help out and create confidence even in the younger youth. And in general, just wanting to be a part of the community, almost like a puzzle piece. Thank you.
Contestant number 3, Grace Warren.
If crowned Miss Saline, what volunteer and community service activity do you plan to focus your efforts and why? One of the things that my family and I have always done is participated in Toys for Tots or Adopt the Family. I think that it is a really important thing to help out families in need, especially during the holidays, because I know sometimes the holidays can be a tough and stressful time. But I personally absolutely love to help and buy gifts for those in need, and I think that that is such a great thing that Miss Saline does and participates in. Thank you.
Contestant number 4, Maddie Finacaro.
All right. If crowned Miss Saline 2023, what would you tell our title holders in the audience of the impact that you will have and the legacy that you hope to leave? I would hope to leave a legacy that is just like everyone that has won Miss Saline already. I think it's a very important part in our community, and I really think that they are all really kind and responsible people, and I really hope to leave that same mark as they are. Thank you.
Contestant number 5, Katie Boer.
Miss Saline is a role model. Looking at the younger children in the audience, what 3 pieces of advice would you give to them? I would say one is definitely be confident. You can't be afraid of doing new things, because when are you going to really find the things that you love to do without trying new things? And along that line, I think putting yourself out there, a lot of people stay within themselves because they're scared of taking risks and showing people that they do have flaws. But in reality, everyone has flaws. You're just scared to show it because everyone wants to be the best version of themselves to everyone else. But I think if you allow yourself to take those risks, then you can really be truly happy in life. And I think a 3rd piece of advice is have fun. Live with it. Everyone's so stuck in the moment and trying to figure out what to do 10 years from now, trying to figure out what's tomorrow. Just have fun. Sometimes you don't need to be worrying about what you have to do tomorrow. You can just stay in the moment and it's okay. Thank you.
Contestant number 6, Aaron Hudeman.
Miss Saline is celebrating 75 years. When you return for the 100th anniversary, what qualities do you hope to see in the 2048 Queen? I think a huge part of being Miss Saline is being very connected to your community, involving all members from the youngest person to the very oldest. So I would hope that the Miss Saline in 2048 would love to interact with all of her fellow community members in Saline.
Last but not least, contestant number 7, Phoebe Huddleston.
Miss Saline creates an annual scarecrow for Main Street each year. Rob Borer, who coordinates this effort, has shared the 2020 theme, which is my Michigan favorite. Tell us what your scarecrow will look like. Though I haven't been to Mackinac Island very often, in the past, say 5 years, I've been 2 times, and those 2 times have been absolutely wonderful. I loved it so much, me and my cousin went up there for my senior photos. And I think what I'd like to incorporate in the Scarecrow competition with Miss Saline is my favorite fudge place. I unfortunately do not remember the name, but it is a light pink. I can only remember the box. It is a light pink box, and they have the best strawberry fudge and mint chocolate chip fudge. So I'd like to coordinate those important factors in our life of the Mackinac Island Bridge and the fudge that we hold so dear to our hearts. Thank you.
While the judges make their final calculations and our auditors tabulate, we have a few of our contestants who would like to share their talents. Please know the talents will not be used in the judging. Today, talents are being shared by Aaron, Phoebe, and Karis.
Hello, I'll be playing a flute solo of a movement from the composer Telemann.
All right, thank you, Phoebe. You did such a good job. Next up, Karis is we have her artwork out here. It's coming out right now. And she's going to share a little bit about it and basically talk about these beautiful pieces. So thank you, Karis.
Thank you. So 2 of the pieces that are out there are already finished artworks. One of them, I can't quite tell if the judges could see it, but it's a Greek goddess with an orange background. I created that in my freshman year art class, I believe. And then the second piece, I know it's a little self-portrait of me. I created that sophomore year in Miss Schumacher's drawing and painting class. Shout out to Miss Schumacher, she's an amazing teacher. And then the third piece is on the shorter easel. That is an in-progress piece right now. Hopefully it'll have something to do with flowers. Thank you.
Thank you, Karis. And here comes Erin with her talent. Thank you, Erin.
Wow, so impressive. Thank you all 3 ladies for sharing your talents with us today. 75 years ago, our very first Miss Saline was crowned. Today, we held a special celebratory lunch hosted by Max for the past title holders. Thank you to our lunch sponsors Molly Coy, Fran Coy, Cheryl Tomlin Wood, and Stephen Robison of Robison Baumiller Funeral Home. In a few minutes, we will be inviting our past Miss Saline title holders to the stage. But first, a few title holders were unable to be with us today, and we wanted to share messages from a few of them.
Caitlin Sunquist, Miss Saline 2016, is currently an elementary music teacher at Kenbrook Elementary School in Farmington Hills, Michigan. She is also a vocal music director for In the Mitten Theater Productions. Caitlin graduated from Michigan State University in 2021 with a degree in music education. Next year, she will be starting her master's degree program. Caitlin's advice for the Miss Saline contestants is make sure to follow your passion, even if it's a challenge. Miss Saline 2022, Shione Bandopathy, enjoyed all of the events she was able to participate in, and a few of her favorites were highlighting the local businesses, building the scarecrow with her court, and the Saline Area Social Services fundraiser with the other contestants. Shione enjoyed meeting with local business owners and learning how they grew and how they were navigating change. She loved being able to learn something from everyone she met. This summer, Shione is interning with the Office of Governor Whitmer. She helps assist constituents with their needs and drafts various communication on behalf of the governor and our administration on relevant issues. She is excited to help Michiganders directly and has enjoyed gaining new skills through this role. Cheyenne has some advice for the ladies on stage. It's important to try new things and be true to yourself and patient in the process, even if it scares you. If you think you might want to attempt to do something, do. What's the worst that can happen? Miss Saline was new to me, and at first I was not sure if I should apply. But I went for it and loved what I got out of it. I am proud of all of you for trying this program, so you already took my advice. Continue to meet new people, seek new skills, be patient, do it your way, but stay open-minded and let yourself find excitement in the idea that you will constantly grow every step of the way. Stay involved in the Miss Saline organization. I have, and I loved it. Come walk with me in the parade in December.
This is Miss Saline's 75th anniversary, and here is another former Miss Saline, Shannon Cantor, sharing her fond memories as Miss Saline 2004. Shannon was crowned Miss Saline in 2004 at the Saline Fairgrounds. As one of 13 contestants, Shannon wore an evening gown and answered impromptu questions for the judges during the pageant. During her time as Miss Saline, Shannon attended community events around the city, such as Rensselaer Farm, the Railroad Depot, and the American Legion. She also enjoyed playing a cameo role in a Saline area players musical. Shannon graduated from the University of Michigan and with highest honors and received her master's degree at Northwestern University in 2011. She was a television reporter and anchor for nearly a decade and won many journalism awards for her work. Shannon became a mom in 2019 and is starting a new job this fall as an assistant professor at Wayne State University, teaching broadcast journalism. Shannon urges the 2023 Miss Saline candidates to be yourself, be kind, and be confident. Try to enjoy the whole experience and take pride in knowing that you're trying something new. Support each other, empower one another, and most importantly, have fun. Thank you, Shannon. Isabel Procassini spends her time as Miss Saline connecting with the community through events such as the Junior Livestock Auction, Ladies' Day, and Children's Day, all at the fair. She was crowned in 2012 at the Saline Community Fair, where she participated in an onstage group dance, evening gown modeling, and answered questions asked by the judges. Isabella graduated with honors from Northwestern University with a bachelor's in history and communication studies. After graduating, she moved to Boston to work at an educational technology company. She currently lives in Illinois with her fiance and works for the same company as a senior product manager. Isabella appreciated the opportunity to celebrate being a part of the Saline community. Thank you, Isabella.
After being judged based on talent, interview, and modeling in front of an audience of more than 600 people, Lori Stenanga won the title of Miss Saline in 1978. She attended special events such as fair ribbon events, parades, and egg hunts. In addition, Lori spoke at several business meetings for Saline Lions, Saline JCs, Rotary Club, Ann Arbor Women's Business Association, and Saline Chamber. Currently, Lori and her husband own a nationally top-ranked wealth management company, Foresight Capital Management Advisors. She is a mother of two who have become medical professionals, one of which was crowned Miss Saline 25 years after her. As Miss Saline 2003, Nicole Strong attended the Saline Fair ribbon events, parades, and Saline Legion events, similarly to her mother. During the pageant, she was judged on academic performance, community service, interview and modeling in interview attire, an onstage question, and a formal dress modeling. Nicole completed medical school and residency and is currently a practicing board-certified physical medicine and rehabilitation specialist. She's a proud wife and mother to 3. Nicole encourages the 2023 Miss Saline candidates to always work hard at whatever you decide to pursue in order to become the best version of yourself.
Audrey Gorton Lavasser, Miss Saline 2011, lives with her husband James and children Leo and Stella in Saginaw, Michigan. She works part-time as a registered nurse in a local pediatric ICU and enjoys spending time with her children. She wishes all of the ladies the best of luck. Crowned Miss Saline in 2017 at the Saline Fairgrounds, Amanda Coy shares the title with her grandmother, Fran Coy, Miss Saline, 1958. Amanda is currently in graduate school at Butler University in the Physician's Assistant program. Amanda graduated from Purdue University in 2022 and served as the Golden Girl Twirler and Miss Purdue. As Miss Purdue, she placed in the top 4 at the Miss Indiana pageant. A former Saline twirlette, Amanda continues to give back to her community as a twirling teacher when back in Saline. One of Amanda's favorite memories of Miss Saline was riding in the holiday parade with her grandmother, Fran Coy. Amanda encourages Miss Saline 2023 candidates to make the most out of the Miss Saline experience.
Shannon Cantor, Miss Saline 2004, shared her favorite part of being Miss Saline was participating in community events throughout the year. From sitting with veterans to playing with kids to wearing the crown as she rode in parades, it meant the world to her to represent her hometown. Currently, Sharon and her family are in the process of moving back to Michigan. Shannon and her husband are both professors, and she will be teaching broadcast journalism at Wayne State University. Shannon has worked as a TV anchor and reporter. In 2019, she became a mom and lives in Atlanta. Shannon's advice is to be yourself, be kind, be confident. This is an exciting adventure that you'll remember forever. Try to enjoy the whole experience and take pride in knowing that you're trying something new. Support each other, empower one another, and most importantly, have fun. Last but not least, Brittany Bryant, Miss Saline 2018 and 2019, graduated in May from the New England Conservatory in Boston, Massachusetts. She is currently studying at Middlebury College in Vermont as the Language Immersion Institute. Brittany leaves for Italy to continue her studies in opera and linguistics this fall as a Fulbright scholar. Brittany embraced her time as Miss Saline and enjoyed interacting with business owners and young children at community events and loved showing her Princess Mia wave in several parades. Brittany's advice to all of the contestants is to give it your all. And for Miss Saline, let joy lead you in your role as Miss Saline and be a leader who seeks to include. Thank you, Brittany.
So with this being our 75th anniversary of Miss Saline, I'd like to invite down some of our former Miss Salines, if you could join me up here on the stage. Give these ladies a phenomenal round of applause. Very, very deserving. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite up our longest living Miss Saline, Ann Taylor Tomlin. She's here with her family today. Wonderful lady. She actually is a cousin of our family, and I didn't know that until Fran Coy shared that with me, but she came all the way up from Ohio, and her family came from, I think, Canada, Chicago, and another state to make sure that she made it here today. But we're so fortunate. She's presenting the Academic Excellence Award a little later in the program, but we wanted her to share a little bit about her history and what Saline was like back in 1951. So Ann, take it away.
Well, it's so great. I'm so grateful to be able to be here with you today because I helped celebrate the 10th, the 25th, the 50th, and I'm here for the 75th. And I'm so grateful. And to look at the ladies on stage and hear from them, I know Saline hasn't changed a bit from the days that we were there supporting our town, just as they've spoken about it today. I was so proud of all of you and your talents. Good luck to all of you. Thank you so much. I'm excited to, 1948 was the first Miss Saline. I think I was the fourth Miss Saline. And I was 1951, a long time ago. I was a freshman in high school when the first Miss Saline occurred, and we were very excited about it because it was at the fair. And finally, the women had a chance to do something as well, not just bake pies. So I wish there were some people out here I would recognize today. Maybe some of the children are here, or some of the children I babysat with, perhaps. Grateful to be here, and good luck to all of you, and keep on going, Saline. It's a wonderful place to live.
And next up is Fran Coy, Miss Saline 1958.
On behalf of the Coy family, it's my honor, is this going up? Okay. It's my honor to present the spirit.
Not yet, just talk about your experience.
Okay, you want this?
Yep,
okay.
not yet.
All right. I guess I have to talk of my experience. Well, when I was Miss Saline, it was very interesting because I had a sister who had participated the year before, and she was first runner-up. So I made a decision that I was going to go and I was going to do one up for her. So I worked on that, and I did a lot of charity things in our community. I worked with our church, and just had a lot of fun and enjoyed being in the Miss Saline pageant in 1958.
Thank you, Fran. Shione.
So I was Miss Saline in 2020, which was a bit of an experience with the pandemic, but Molly and Kim were really great about organizing it and making sure that I was still able to continue, and I enjoyed all of the events that I participated in. I know you heard a lot about the Scarecrow building, the ornaments, all of the different local business highlights, so I had a great experience, and yeah, I'm proud of everyone on stage today. You're all amazing people. So I'm learning more from the people who are on stage now, and I'm continuing to learn from participating in this program, and I'm grateful to be able to do that. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And our final Miss Saline. Oh, wait, here we go. Just joking. We've got a few more.
Hi all, I am Katie Beck Porter. I was Miss Saline 2008. I loved my experience as Miss Saline. I joined on a whim in terms of the program and was beyond excited to have accepted the crown. I've absolutely loved every minute of it, from helping at the American Legion to helping at the opening of Frenchler Farm for the season, and overseeing and helping out give out awards at the fair for the auction and for the 4-H competitions. And I'm just very excited to be here with all of these other women, and love to continue to connect with them, see all of the wonderful things that they have done with their lives. So thank you again for welcoming us back here to Saline. Thank you all.
We have Cynthia Duty with us, Miss Saline 1976.
Hi everyone. Saline has always been a big part of my life. I actually founded Dance Alliance back in 1979. I am thrilled to know that they have such a strong presence here in Saline and have produced such great dancers. Also, I choreographed for Saline area players and choreographed and part director for Varsity Blues. And your esteemed mayor, Brian, was also part of that group. It was wonderful. Great. I moved into jewelry design, fine jewelry, and ended up meeting owners of a company who hired me to sell aviation fuel to airports for 28 years. So both sides of the spectrum. Put your mind to anything and you can achieve it. I also want to congratulate the ladies who are running today. For each of them are also have some great ambitions and goals, and it'll be exciting to see where they go. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Molly McMillan, Miss Saline 2010.
Hi everybody. Hi ladies. You did great, and it's hot, so I'll keep it super brief. But I loved Miss Saline. It was the beginning of the trajectory to my post-secondary education and the pursuit of my lifelong passion, which has been dance. I was able to make that my career, and I was able to come back to a community that I was raised in, that I absolutely have this huge passion for. Saline is a great place to be, as these ladies have highlighted for you, and their ambitions, I hope, will take them very exciting places as well.
Thank you, Molly. I know we have Haley and Sophia. Do you each want to share maybe a highlight of your year?
Sure, I'll be quick too. I know it's hot. I loved being Miss Saline. I had such a great year. I was constantly on the go, so I know for everyone on Facebook, they were always talking about where I was. But I really liked doing Toys for Tots. I think that was my favorite thing because we collected over, I think, 1,100 toys. So it was a really huge project. I remember when the regional people came in to collect all of them, they had tears in their eyes. They were so excited. So that was probably my highlight, but it was a great experience, and I'm so proud of everyone just for competing today. So good luck, everyone, and good job.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophia. I am your 2022 Miss Saline, and one of my favorite things about being Miss Saline was the friendships I made, not only with my court, but also with business owners around the community and everyone who was involved and who helped me get into the community. That was amazing, and I will always be grateful for that.
Thank you, Sophia. Can we give them all a round of applause? Amazing ladies. Thank you so much for sharing and for being with us today. You're amazing. You're an empowerment for our community and all that you've grown and done and given back. Thank you so much. Before we leave, we want a picture. Oh, okay. One last picture. One last picture. Thank you, Tran. You guys can come over just a little bit here. There we go.
Right there.
Thank you so much.
We again want to thank all of our sponsors. Each contestant will receive a gift bag, as you can see right here, many of them, and they are filled with donations from so many businesses and community members. They are listed in the program. If you did not get a program, we ask that you please come up and get one at the end because we have plenty right here. So we are just really proud of them. We want to again thank Heidi McClelland, our official Miss Saline photographer, who is donating a formal sitting and portrait of Miss Saline 2023. And a special thank you to Cynthia Sabata, Craig Feynman, Dan Dooley, and Paul Heineck of the Summerfest Committee. Ben Goodman, thank you so much. He's live streaming today's event, and we really appreciate that. And all of our sound technicians. And the Saline High School Key Club for volunteering to set up today and tear down after the pageant. And once again, the DTE Energy Foundation for sponsoring our scholarships this year.
So yesterday, our contestants participated in the Saline Stuff the Bus that is coordinated through Summerfest. I think Paul Heineck is here with us. He's going to join me on the stage. But they just did a wonderful job, and they actually kicked off Stuff the Bus. We would like to acknowledge those that came to the event, helped load the bus, and collected school supplies for Saline Area Social Services. So we have certificates for all of our participants, and we also have Starbucks gift cards. So go ahead, Paul. Certificates you got.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Kim. First of all, congratulations to Miss Saline for 75 wonderful years. It's a really good thing, and I'm just hoping that Summerfest is only about halfway there, but we're going to continue this event. 2 years ago, we started, or actually 3 years ago, we started Stuff the Bus, and Miss Saline stepped up. They were there from the beginning, so we appreciate their efforts. So we have Aaron. Callahan. Karis. Karis made an extra special effort to get there yesterday to kick off the bus. Phoebe. Madeline. Katie. Grace. And Miss Saline 2023, Sophia.
Can we give Paul a round of applause? He does an enormous amount for Summerfest and led the charge with Stuff the Bus. Just an amazing person. He was our Citizen of the Year as well, our longest serving Citizen of the Year.
This afternoon, Miss Saline 2023 will be awarded a $2,000 scholarship. She'll be active as an ambassador for the Saline community for an entire year. Our first runner-up will receive a $500 scholarship, and our second runner-up will receive $300. Both runners-up will also participate in many Saline events this year, and all of the contestants are part of the Miss Saline family, which I shared with them earlier today. So they are invited to help building the scarecrow, walk in the parades with us, and do a lot of different things, collecting toys for Tots. So we look forward to seeing all of these ladies being involved in the Saline program. In May of 2024, all court members who are seniors will be honored at the Saline High School Scholarship Night. Typically that is the last week of May, early June, and that is at the high school. Court members will receive their checks in the mail or from us in August after completing their full year of serving as Miss Saline or court members. Again, Molly and I appreciate all of the support, and once again want to thank our judges, Jeffrey McLaughlin, Shayoni Bandiapade, Julie Pignell, and Mayor Brian Pignell, as well as Lori Larson and Darcy Berwick. Thank you so much for all you guys do. And thank you to Haley and Sophia. They did an amazing job. Let's give it up for them.
So Sophia, you held the title of Miss Saline this past year. Can you share with me some of your favorite events?
Yes, so some of my favorite events this year was riding in the parades and building the scarecrow. It was a great bonding opportunity with me and my court, so I'll always appreciate the time with them. All 7 of you are going to be invited to participate in the scarecrow building at Mrs. Bryant's house and be in the holiday parade, so please stay involved.
All right, 4 additional awards will be given today. I would like to invite up Miss Saline 1951 Ann Taylor Tomlin to the podium. Ann will be presenting the $100 cash award to the contestant with the highest grade point average. This is our Academic Excellence Award. According to our judges, this was close as all of the ladies are excelling in school.
Thank you. It's so nice to be able to present this award, and I wanted to say a special thanks to my 2 daughters and my granddaughter who are here. Cheryl from Cincinnati, can you stand? And Lisa from Chicago, and Sarah, my granddaughter from Chicago. They had to endure this, or they came to help me celebrate, and I'm grateful for that. I'm really honored to present this academic award because academia was always very important in our family, and my mother, Martha Wiesel, was a valedictorian of the 1926 Saline High School class. I thought that was interesting to see. Even though there were not very many participants at that time, it was still a very great honor. So I also found the rest of our family worked hard at it too, as my sister and I got to be valedictorian and salutatorian of our classes as well. So we always thought very great of that, and I'd like to present it to, Phoebe Huddleston. Congratulations.
Yeah, we need to take a picture.
I would like to invite Miss Saline 1958, Fran Coy, to the stage.
On behalf of the Coy family, it's my honor to present the Spirit of Miss Saline Award. I, Fran Coy, had the honor to serve as Miss Saline in 1958, and my granddaughter in 2017. Together, we're pleased to present the $100 cash scholarship to the contestant that has demonstrated excellent leadership skills and involvement in both school, extracurricular activities, and the community as well. She also volunteered her time with Stuff the Bus for Summerfest, a charity fundraising effort this week. Katie Brewer. Yeah. Okay. It's a great honor to recognize Katie Brewer as the Spirit of Miss Saline.
Now we will invite Dr. Smita Nagpal to the podium to help present our Community Service Award. This was somewhat challenging to select just one contestant who excelled in community service based on the information provided in their application and the preliminary interview. Our judges did a great job selecting this year's nominee. These ladies are very involved. This is a $100 cash award donated by Dr. Smita Nagpal of Stillwater's Counseling. Dr. Nagpal, can you tell us a little bit about your practice?
Yes, absolutely. It would be my honor. So Stillwater's Counseling is a full-service psychological practice where we offer psychological testing and counseling and some groups. We have a wonderful staff, receptionists as well as therapists. And during the pandemic, unfortunately, our business grew rapidly. But it's been a privilege to continue to serve the Saline community through this difficult time for all of us. Can I say something about you guys?
Of course.
Okay. It's also my privilege to be a partner or a sponsor in some capacity of Miss Saline. I've really enjoyed that for the past couple of years, and Kim and Molly do an awesome job. And all of you young ladies are so confident and so energetic, and most of all, so kind. It's been a privilege for me to witness what's happening here today. Every single one of you deserves to be a winner. And the last thing I want to say is that we've had a runner-up from a couple of years ago who is currently interning at Stillwater's Counseling, Ashna Agarwal, and it's been a pleasure to have her there as well. So with that, I'd like to present the Community Service Award to Erin Hudeman. Congratulations.
We would now like to invite Cynthia Duty, Miss Saline 1976, to the stage. Our 7 contestants have been spending some quality time together, volunteering for Stuff the Bus, learning the opening number, and preparing for today. We asked the ladies to cast a vote on who stood out as a leader, connector, and encourager this past week for the Miss Congeniality Award. Thank you to Lisa Bozzi from the Saline Area Chamber of Commerce who sponsored this award. We are thrilled that we have with us today the 1976 Miss Saline and 1976 Miss Congeniality, Cynthia Dooley. Cynthia, do you recall what qualities they looked for when presenting you with the Miss Congeniality Award?
A sense of humor. My question for Miss Saline was, if you were stranded on a desert island and you could only take one thing, think about this, one thing, what would you take? My immediate answer was, my boyfriend. So a sense of humor can carry you a long way. This year, the ladies did vote, and they honored one particular young lady with this $100 cash award for Miss Congeniality. And I don't know who won. Oh, how do I say this? The winner this year for Miss Congeniality is Katie Boer. Congratulations, Katie.
Congratulations, ladies. My year as Miss Saline has been defined by the incredible people I've met and the opportunities I've been given to make a difference in the community. From volunteering at local events to collecting for Toys for Tots, I've had the chance to use my platform to affect positive change and inspire others to get involved. It has been an honor to represent Saline, and I'm grateful for the experiences that have shaped this unforgettable year.
Okay, I want to apologize because I said the wrong name earlier. Brian Marl, Mayor Brian Marl, sorry. Julie's husband is Brian Pignell, so I was looking at her. So I apologize. And then I do want to, we're very excited. We are very appreciative that we have Congresswoman Debbie Dingell in the audience, and we really want a picture of you with our girls. So please make sure. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate that.
Are you excited? We would like to thank all of you for attending today. Can we give one more round of applause for these lovely ladies? Following the crowning, feel free to take photos with your families and friends. Former title holders, stay close as we would like to take another group photo after the crowning with our Miss Saline 2023. We ask that the court members remain on stage so we can take photos following the crowning. Ladies, do not leave without your gift bags. Contestants, please stand. Alrighty. Miss Saline 2023 second runner-up is Katie Boer. Miss Saline 2023 first runner-up is Phoebe Huddleston. And finally, our 2023 Miss Saline is Erin Hudeman. It takes a minute to put on the crown. Hold tight.
Thank you everyone for coming in today. Congratulations to Erin and her court. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.